Hello sailors, welcome back to my channel. I'm Katie.the.cosmic.sailor, and today we are going to be looking at why your soul came to Earth. So we're going to look at the tarot, we're going to get some oracle cards, and we're going to end with some advice and guidance. So we have 4 groups to choose from today. I'm super excited to do this reading. The first group is going to be the Game of Thrones tarot. The second group is going to be the Anime Tarot. The third group is going to be the Modern Witch Tarot. And then the fourth group is going to be the Linestrider Tarot. So, whichever group you feel called to the most, that's most likely your pile. If you feel drawn to more than one group, that just means there's more than one message for you. Please remember to take what resonates and leave what doesn't. This is a timeless message, so whenever you find this reading is whenever you were meant to see it. And I will have the timestamps linked in the description box below. Please remember to have fun with this reading as well. And if you need more time to pause the video and fill out which group you feel drawn to the most, please do so. But I will see you in your pile. Bye. Hello, if you chose the Game of Thrones tarot, this is your pile, this is your group. We're going to be looking at why your soul came to Earth. So we're going to start with the oracle cards, and then we'll get tarot, and then we'll get advice. I've already shuffled these decks as well. Super excited. Let's just go ahead and get straight in. Spirit guides of love and light. Why did pile number 1, the soul, come to Earth? Why did pile number 1, the soul, come to Earth? So the first thing I'm hearing is live, laugh, love. So I feel like one of the reasons your soul came to Earth was to experience emotions such as joy and love and laughter. Let's see. Why did pile number 1 soul? Okay, so we have Virgo, I analyze. One more card. Why did pile number 1 soul? Oh, so we have Mars Force and 8th house, ending and beginnings. So I'm hearing the word Bodhisattva. I think that's how it's pronounced. I believe it is something like, it's like in the Buddhist religion, they talk about bodhisattvas as being almost like earth angels or very high vibrational beings who come to Earth to serve people. I feel like this could be one of the reasons why your soul came to Earth. I'm just hearing raise the vibration of the planet through service. So Virgo is all about selfless service. I feel like you could be very connected to animals, very connected to plants. You could be a tarot reader or a channeler, or maybe a Reiki healer, or something to do with the occult. With this 8th house beginnings card here, I feel like one of the reasons your soul came to Earth, the reason I'm saying one of the reasons is because I feel like we have more than one reason to come down here. I feel like there's not just one particular reason. I feel like there's a lot of things. I feel like they're all connected. But one of the reasons I'm feeling is to share this like high vibe energy that you embody. And I feel like you could be a channeler, you could be a tarot reader, somebody who has this very caring energy about humanity, and they want to help heal humanity is what I'm hearing as well, through non-traditional ways. So you could resonate with being a nurse or a doctor or something like this, or maybe whenever you were younger, you really wanted to be a nurse, a doctor, a vet, something like this. And as you got older, I feel like maybe you realized that these careers were more institutionalized, and I feel like you've maybe veered from that more traditional path and maybe now pursue a way of healing that's more non-traditional, or a way of helping others that's non-traditional. So I feel like whatever you do in life, you bring this very healing, comforting energy to people. I just keep hearing the message that you came here to serve. So I feel like you could resonate with bodhisattvas if you want to look that up. I don't know how it's spelled, but I feel like you could resonate with maybe being a bodhisattva. But I feel like you came here to help heal the earth through non-traditional ways. I feel like you have a very big heart, and I feel like you care deeply about humanity. And I feel like you care deeply about people, whether that's people in your life or strangers. You could be very connected to ancient Egypt as well, with this like pharaoh here. I feel like you're a very powerful soul. I feel like your soul is very powerful, and I feel like from a young age, you maybe have known that you wanted to help people. And sorry about that. My card was full, so I had to delete some videos. But as I was saying, I feel like from a very young age, you knew that you wanted to help people. And I feel with this Mars card here that even if maybe your human mind or other people's influence was to stray you off of your path, I feel like your soul is so powerful that it would eventually put you on the right path again. So I feel like you could have a lot of earth angels or a lot of people who come in and almost like this like divinely orchestrated energy to help put you back on this path. I feel like this energy is coming from your soul. So I'm hearing you are always on the right path at the right time. And everything is working out exactly as it should with this Mars Force card here. Very powerful soul. I feel like you have a very powerful mission to help heal Earth. And I'm feeling honestly like with this Virgo energy here, I feel like by healing yourself, you help heal others. Because when you're in this energy of light and being of service, I feel like it's very healing and helpful to other people as well. Very powerful soul. And like I was saying in the beginning, I feel like you just have this immense compassion for humanity and for people. I feel like at a soul level, you know that everyone is just doing the best that they can with what they have. Everyone is just trying their best. And sometimes people may come into life with a lot of karma, and so it may be harder for them to get back on the path. I feel like you're very connected to source. Very connected to spirit. And so I feel like your spirit guide, spirit is always kind of looking out for you and wanting to protect you. And so I feel like you give this energy to other people as well. But we're going to get some more clarity. We're going to get from this animal spirit deck. Spirit guides of love and light. Why did pile number 1 soul want to come to Earth? Why did pile number 1 soul? Okay, so we have the lizard card that flipped out, and this is beautiful. Like, as I was saying, with the occult, you could be a tarot reader, a channeler. This is kind of what this lizard card is about, the sixth sense. I feel like you're very connected to your sixth sense. You could be very connected to clairaudience, clairvoyance. I feel like, honestly, you could have all of the clairs. Just a very healing energy, very connected to source. And we have the whale. Beautiful. I'm feeling like you just have this very big heart, this very caring, kind, compassionate energy, not only for your own journey, but for other people's journeys as well. I feel like one of the reasons that your soul came to Earth was to learn about the energy of trust. And I feel like you're very connected to the unseen realms. You could be a medium as well. Very connected to spirit. I feel like you could feel spirit around you. And I feel like one of the reasons your soul came to Earth is to embody this energy of trust and faith, and almost this energy of hope that everything is going to work out, everything is happening exactly as it should. For some reason, I'm getting this message. When we are in spirit, time does not exist. So we can see past, present, and future simultaneously, all at the same time. But when we come into our human bodies, we have this very limited perspective. And so a lot of times it can be hard for humans to trust or have faith that everything isn't working out for them, that everything is happening exactly as it should. And I feel like that's one of the reasons why you came to Earth, was to almost kind of, I feel like you have this very playful, almost kind of like cheeky, I'm hearing, energy about you, where you're like, okay, let me see. I want to try it out. Because a lot of times, I'm just getting this like message, like we as humans have very limited perspective. And so I feel like that's why you are very connected to source and spirit, because source is connected to everything. And so I feel like I'm getting this message. I feel like I feel like you were in spirit for a very long time. I feel like you could have had a lot of earth lives. You could be a very old soul as well. But I'm getting the message that this may be your first earth life in a while. Or your first physical life in a while. I feel like you were in spirit for a while. And so this is why, even though you are in a human body now, you are still very connected to spirit, source, the universe. This unseen energy that flows through everything. This is beautiful. I feel like the message that was coming through in the beginning, I feel like you are very high vibrational. And I feel like you're almost kind of like a teacher in a way. Very powerful. Healer, teacher, alchemist is coming through. You just I feel like you don't even have to really say anything. Just the energy, just your energy is very healing to other people. And I feel like this is one of the reasons you came down here, was to bring this high vibe, this healing energy to the planet. You could be very connected to water, or you could find water very healing. I feel like you're very intelligent as well. And maybe one of the reasons you came down here is to learn more, to experience more, to understand on a deeper level, to understand what it's like to be in a body. we're going to go ahead and get into your tarot cards. I've already shuffled them as well. Spirit guides of love and light. Why did pile number 1 soul come to earth? Why did pile number 1 soul? Oh! Why did pile number 1 soul? I'm feeling this card as well. So we have Judgment. We have the Queen of Spears, which is the Queen of Wands. And even in this, like, the way she's sitting in this, I feel like you're the type of person who knows their power, who knows their worth. Very powerful. I feel like you're also the type of person that integrates the lessons they learn. And so coming down to earth, I feel like you knew at a soul level that you were going to learn and experience maybe not all the positive things in life, but you knew that even if you did experience the darker sides of life, you could integrate it into being a whole person, into being a whole human. And we have Judgment. Very like angelic energy that's coming through. And then we have the 8 of Swords. One of the messages that's coming through is your soul wanted to come to earth to learn the limitations of the mind and how to, I'm hearing, break the chains, break the bonds, learn how to be free. We have the energy of 5 here that keeps drawing me to, and 32, that's 5 as well. 5 is a very free-flowing energy. You could be a life path 5. I feel like one of the lessons that 5 energy learns is how to be free. And if you look at the 5 energy in the suit of, or in any of the suits in tarot, there's always some kind of battle or confrontation that's going on. And so I feel like maybe you incarnated into a family that had a lot of generational karma, that has a lot of, I'm just hearing like maybe mental illnesses or ailments of the mind. I feel like you came here to break that, to break those curses, and to discover how you can become free. And I'm feeling very much so like free on a soul level. I feel like meditation would be very healing for you. Activities that get you out of your mind, I feel like are very inspiring to you. In those brief moments between thoughts, I feel like is when you feel the happiest, when you feel the most inspiration. I feel like you could be very smart, very intelligent, and I feel like one of the reasons you came to Earth was to learn the intelligence beyond the mind. On the back of the deck energy, we have the Emperor. So you could be an Aries as well, or a Scorpio. Virgo, Aries, and Scorpio is what's coming through. I'm also getting the message. I feel like one of the reasons your soul came to Earth was to heal the divine masculine, is what I'm feeling. Even if you are a female or resonate more with the divine feminine, I feel like maybe you were in a family who had a very dysfunctional father figure, or you've seen toxic masculinity a lot in your life. I feel like by embodying this divine masculine, by claiming your power, by being in your power, I feel like is very healing for you as well. And I feel like that's one of the things you came down here to learn as well, was to just be in body. What does it mean to be in body? What does it mean to have power, to have autonomy, to have strength over your own thoughts? You know, I feel this very like balanced energy with you as well. I feel like one of the reasons your soul came to Earth, I'm just seeing somebody like walking on a tightrope. I feel like one of the reasons your soul came to Earth was to learn this energy of balance. Because when you incarnate on Earth, Earth is very 3D. So there's a lot of duality. Everything has duality on Earth. And especially when you look at things only through the perspective of your mind, you can see the duality. And so I feel like your soul came to Earth to almost transcend this duality, to bring higher vibrations, to free yourself. And I feel like upon freeing yourself, others find inspiration in this. I'm just seeing people looking at you and thinking, how is Pile 1 so happy? How is Pile 1 so carefree? And it's because you're connected to your soul. It's because you're very connected to Source. And I feel like you understand that everything is connected. And I'm hearing the song from Pocahontas, we are all connected to each other, in a circle, in a hoop that never ends. We have the imagery, this is the Mars symbol, but it has that circle in it as well. Very beautiful energy. I feel like the main reasons your soul came to Earth was to experience trust, to experience laughter, to experience love, to experience joy, to learn how to free your mind, healing generational karma. I'm really getting the message to connect from Source, from the outside in, to see what it's like to be in a human body and connect to Source, to connect to the universe from the outside through the inside. It's very like dreamy almost is the feeling that I'm getting. You could have a North Node in Virgo as well. That's coming through. But yeah, very powerful energy. I feel like you came here to free yourself. Your soul just wants to experience this energy of freedom. Very powerful. Very interesting. We're going to get some advice and guidance for you now. Advice and guidance. We're going to get some advice and guidance from your soul. Spirit guides of love and light, please connect me to the soul of pile number 1. What advice and guidance do you have for pile number 1? I got the message, you couldn't step off the path even if you tried, which is funny. I feel like you're very divinely guided, very divinely protected as well. So we have the Seas of Mintaka, seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light. I feel like with this card coming through, and then we have the whale spirit as well, maybe you resonate with being a Mintaka starseed, or maybe you just really resonate with the energy of water, the healing properties of water. I feel like as this being your advice coming through, I feel like your spirit guides are asking you to look at the lighter side. And then we have Earth School. So it says, life lessons, soul growth, study, higher learning. And I feel like that's one of the things as well, like your soul really did come here to learn, to understand, to grow, to evolve. Not just your own energy, but the energy of Earth. Earth's conscious energy. I feel like that's one of the reasons you came. So I feel like as your advice and guidance, your soul is saying to focus on the lighter sides of life. Know that it's all a learning process. We're all learning, we're all growing, we're all evolving. And I'm also getting the message, the more you focus on your own evolution, your own growth, your own state of consciousness, the more you help the planet. We're going to get some final advice and guidance. Spirit guides of love and light, please connect me to pile number 1 soul. What advice do you have for pile number 1? Advice and guidance for pile number 1, please. Okay, so we'll take the back of the deck card as well. So you have, I recognize, oh, let's see if that'll focus. I recognize that I have chosen fear and I choose again. I choose love. I feel like this is a message from your soul to your mind. A lot of times I feel, especially if you have incarnated in a family that has a lot of mental illness or just a lot of mental clutter, sometimes we can find ourselves in these states of fear. And so I feel like your soul is really asking you in those moments, the biggest thing that you can do is become aware of what your thoughts are. Become aware of what your mind is telling you. And whenever you realize and recognize that what you're seeing is fear, what you're feeling is fear, it's almost like it creates an opening and allows you to choose again and choose love. So you don't have to feed the fear. And I'm hearing your spirit guide say, you are not your thoughts. I feel like focusing on the emotion of love would be very healing for you and powerful for you as well. And then we have obstacles are detours in the right direction. And that was kind of the message that was coming through in the beginning. You're always on the right path. You're always in the perfect place at the perfect time. And, you know, when it comes to life, everybody experiences challenges. Everybody experiences delays. I don't even want to call them problems. This is why I enjoy calling them challenges, because I feel like it gives me an opportunity to see it as almost like a stepping stone to a higher level. You know, it's almost like the big boss. After you fight the big boss, you get to go to level 2, you know? It's not really a bad thing that this big bad boss has come into your life. It's almost like an amazing thing. And so it says, obstacles are just detours in the right direction. You are always in the right place at the right time. You are always on the right path. And that's what your soul was saying as well. You couldn't step off the path even if you tried. Even if you really were out here trying, that's part of your path as well. It's beautiful. I feel like this would be a very good mantra for you, especially if you are in a more challenging phase or challenging time in your life. If you have been having a lot of intrusive thoughts, I feel like repeating this would be very helpful for you. Obstacles are just detours in the right direction. It's almost like I'm seeing somebody walking a path and a tree has fallen on the path, and it's almost like you can't go forward, you can't cross that path. You are almost being forced to go a different direction. And I'm seeing somebody in the moment thinking, why is this happening to me? I don't understand why bad things always happen to me. And as soon as you go around the path, you realize that the path that you were on, there was almost like a den of bears that slept on that path. So if you were to go down that path, your life would have ended, you know? And so I feel like gratitude would be very helpful for you. And just thanking every single thing that happens in your life, because everything is happening exactly as it should. And so I feel like you're very protected as well. I feel like a mantra for you could be I am safe as well. But I feel like that's all I'm seeing for you. This is an absolutely beautiful reading. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this reading, please give me a like. Please comment down below and let me know. If you feel called, please subscribe to my channel. It really does help my channel grow. And we would love to have you be a part of the Sailor family as well. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. I will see you later. Bye. Hello. If you chose pile number 2 with the Anime Tarot, this is your reading. We're going to be looking at why your soul came to Earth, why your soul chose to come to Earth. And we're going to start with your oracle cards first, and then we'll get into your tarot cards, okay? I'm already feeling right off the bat that you could be a very creative person. I feel like that could be one of the reasons why your soul chose to come to Earth. And I'm going to say one of the reasons a lot during this reading, because I believe that our soul didn't just come to Earth because of one particular thing. I think it's a lot of different things, and I believe all of those things are connected. So I feel like you are a very creative person. I feel like your soul wanted to come to Earth to express that creativity in the physical form. Let's go ahead and get in. Spirit guides of love and light. Why did pile number 2's soul choose to come to Earth? Why did pile number 2's soul choose to come to Earth? So the first card that we had flipped over was Taurus. Taurus, I have. And then the second card was Moon Soul. So with these cards coming out, I feel like one of the reasons your soul came to Earth was to experience everything that Earth has to offer. Whether that's fine food, whether that's clothing. You could be a very aesthetically pleasing person. I'm also getting the sense that you could change your style a lot. I'm getting the message that you could be a trendsetter. I feel like your soul came to express this desire of everything that the earth has. You know, I feel like you could be the person who enjoys getting their nails done, who enjoys doing their makeup, their hair, and not from like an egotistical way, but just from a way of purely wanting to express yourself. I feel like you could be a person that's very expressive when they talk. I feel like one of the reasons you came here also was to experience emotions, the full spectrum of emotions. And then on the back of the deck, we have 6th house routine. So this is Virgo energy coming through as well. I'm getting the message that one of the reasons your soul chose to come to Earth was to almost, I'm seeing like the image of like planting a seed and watching it grow. Because things are slower in the physical, I feel like I'm getting the message that maybe whenever you were in spirit, anything that you wanted, you could have at the snap of your fingers. And so coming down here to Earth, I feel like it was almost like a challenge for you. What can I have? And how do I get those things? I feel like you could be a big person who maybe likes to plan things out. Or I feel like your soul could be encouraging you to do this, to set goals, to have a planner, to write out what it is you want and watch your seeds grow. I feel like this will be very fulfilling for you as well. I feel like that's one of the reasons why your soul came to Earth, was to plant seeds and watch them grow. is what I'm getting. And to just, I'm almost getting the feeling of abundance, you know, to have that feeling of abundance, to have that feeling of my hard work paid off. The things I wanted, I worked hard for them, and now I have them. I feel like that would be very fulfilling for you. I feel like one of the reasons your soul came to Earth was to define what success means to you. Because success means something different for everybody, you know? For some people, it's having a family. For some people, it's going to college and having a education. For some people, it's having their own business. For some people, it's waking up in the morning and looking like a bad bitch and having that confidence, you know? I feel like that could be you. I feel like you have this very, like, beautiful energy about you. This very, like, I'm hearing the Ariana Grande song, I Want It, I Got It. You're definitely a master manifester. And I feel like you need to hear this message because I'm getting the feeling that maybe you think like, oh, it takes time for things to come to me and I can never get things that I want, you know? I feel like you could be learning the lesson of divine timing. But I do feel like you have this very powerful manifestation ability. I'm getting the message, working with the law of attraction would be very beneficial for you. And I'm also getting the message, there's a scene in The Princess and the Frog whenever she's a little girl and she's looking out the window and she's wishing on the star, and her dad tells her that that's amazing for her to wish and dream, but you also have to put in the hard work. And so I feel like that's almost like your spirit guides coming through saying, it's beautiful that you have these dreams, it's amazing that you have these desires, but you also have to meet your dreams and desires halfway. Like, your dreams can only take you half of the way. You have to put in the work to get the rest. And once you put in that work, I feel like it'll be very fulfilling for you and for your soul, for yourself on a soul level. I'm also, with this like sacred geometry, I feel like working with sacred geometry would be very powerful for you as well. I feel like you could really resonate with sacred geometry in nature. We're going to get some more information. Spirit guides of love and light. Why did pile number 2 soul want to come to Earth? Why did pile number 2 soul? Oh, so we had 2 flip out. We have the frog and we have oyster. So 2 water energy cards, but the frog is very like water and earth energy to me. I feel like I was saying, I feel like you have a very beautiful energy, very magnetic energy. And with this oyster card coming out, you know, I'm getting a lot of Princess and the Frog imagery here. We also have the frog, but there's a scene whenever the boy frog is like wanting to propose or something like that, and he gets a pearl to do it. I feel like watching Princess and the Frog would, there could be messages in that movie for you. But I feel like your soul came to Earth to discover the finer things, to discover the beauty hidden within everything. I feel like you could be, I'm getting the message alchemist coming through. I feel like you could be the type of person who changes a lot. Like I was saying with that trendsetter energy, I feel like by the time I'm getting this image of somebody wearing this outfit and people thinking, maybe not even necessarily saying, just thinking, oh wow, that girl really pulls that outfit off. I've never seen somebody wear something like that. And by the time it becomes popular amongst like society or amongst like the area you live in, you've already moved on to the next thing. You're already like, okay, that's old news for me. I'm on to this now. And so I feel like you're very transformative in this way. And I feel like that's one of the reasons your soul came down here, was to experience this like very aesthetic energy, just wanting to eat the finest foods, wear the finest clothes, dress up. I'm just seeing like somebody playing a game and dressing their avatar in these like quirky little like cat ears and cowgirl boots, and like these fashions or these things that most people would think, oh, that doesn't go together, but you really know how to pull it off. And it's because it's almost like you're fulfilling like your soul's mission, or like your soul, one of the reasons your soul came down here was to experience all the different things that Earth has to offer. I'm hearing a material girl, but you could not necessarily be like somebody who's super fixed on like materialism, but you just like the finer things. And this doesn't even have to be like name brand things. This could be things that fit your body, or things that make you look beautiful. I feel like this very like peacock energy is coming through as well. But one of the reasons your soul came to Earth, I think, was to find the beauty within everything. And that's including yourself. To find the beauty within yourself and all the experiences that life has to offer. I feel like you could have a talent or something that you're really good at that's meant to be shared. And for some reason, fashion keeps coming through. So you could, maybe your soul or your spirit guides have been encouraging you to maybe like start a fashion account, or start posting on YouTube certain outfits, or maybe certain reviews on certain clothing. I feel like this is very healing for you in a way, to express yourself. And people love this about you. People love how unapologetic you can be, and how unafraid you are of what other people think. Even if maybe you do have these fears or insecurities, I don't feel like people see this in you. I feel like people see you as a very confident, outgoing, almost like shining star. You could have a lot of Taurus in your chart. We also have Cancer here and Virgo. Very compassionate. I feel like your soul came to Earth to feel what it feels like to be abundant. To feel, honestly, is what's coming through. Like, to feel human emotions. To feel abundance, to feel love, to feel compassion, to feel healing. And I feel like by embodying these emotions, by focusing on your own state of consciousness, is very healing to the collective consciousness. We're going to get into your tarot cards now. I feel like wearing the color green could look very good on your skin. Or maybe your favorite color is green. Let's see. Spirit guides of love and light. Why did pile number 2 soul choose to come to Earth? Why did pile number 2 soul... Oh, we had this card flip out. We'll take it. Why did pile number 2 soul... So we have your cards all right here. So we have the Page of Cups. And look at that. So beautiful. Let's see if you can see it. Page of Cups. We have the lotus flower imagery here. I'm getting the message, the older you get, the more beautiful you become as well. But with the Page of Cups here, I feel like maybe you are a new soul, or maybe you haven't had a lot of Earth incarnations, so emotions could be new to you. But I feel like that's one of the reasons you came down here, was to experience these emotions. Let's see. And then we have the Nine of Wands. Let's see if it'll focus. The Nine of Wands. We have the Queen of Pentacles. Wow. Look at that abundant energy. It's almost like, see how this lady's like pregnant? I feel like that could be you when it comes to ideas, when it comes to creativity. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles. That's kind of what's coming through for you, is I feel like you chose to come to Earth to experience the luxury of Earth. To experience the finer clothes, the finer things. And I feel like you just bring this natural abundant energy to the things that you do. This natural, like, beautiful, aesthetically pleasing vibe. Even if you are wearing, like, for example, if you get your clothes from Walmart, you know, it's not about where you get your clothes from, it's about how you wear them. And so you could be really drawn to fashion. I keep being drawn to this, like, fashion. But we have, like, this Empress energy here. And so I feel like that's you. I feel like your soul came down here to experience this Empress energy. And I feel like it could really have to do with physical things in life. Also your emotions, because we have the Page of Cups here, but we have the Nine of Pentacles. You could be a life path number 9 as well. What was this card? A 5? I'm really getting life path number 9 though. There's this beautiful energy. I'm getting this, like, really heavy, like, trendsetter energy. I feel like there's a lot of people who look up to you. There's a lot of people who see what you do and wonder, like, how is pile number 2 such a bad bitch? How could pile number 2 literally pull off a brown paper bag? Like, I feel like that's the energy you have. Like, you just have this, like, naturally, like, beautiful, radiant, abundant energy that you could pull off anything. Very beautiful. I feel like it doesn't matter how you do your makeup, how you dress, you're very beautiful. But I feel like you could be, like, maybe like a beauty guru or somebody who shows people how to, like, accentuate certain features. I feel like you're very good at this. You're very good at, like, enhancing beauty, because you have this natural ability to see beauty within everything. And that's one of the reasons you came down here, was to bring this beautiful energy, to bring this abundant energy and show people how you don't even really have to be rich to be rich. You know what I mean? You don't have to have a lot of things to feel abundant. Let's see. Let's get some more. We're going to get some advice now. Advice and guidance from your soul. Spirit guides of love and light. Please connect me to the soul of pile number 2. I'm also getting the message wifey material. I feel like a lot of people could want to be your partner or see you as, like, an amazing partner or an amazing person to be around. Let's see, advice and guidance from the soul, pile number 2. Advice and guidance from the soul. So this card actually came out for pile number 1 as well. So maybe you were drawn to pile number 1, or maybe you came from pile number 1. But the advice here, seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light. I feel like as this coming through as your advice, is your soul really wants you to focus on the lighter of life. You know, I feel like you could be the person who's done a lot of shadow work, who's really recognized your own insecurities. But I feel like now's your time to shine, and I feel like that's the advice from your soul. It's time for you to shine. It's time for you to step into the light. It's time for you to really show the world the beauty that you have been recognizing within other people. And you've done the work to recognize the beauty within yourself. And so I feel like your soul is really the advice that's coming through. Your soul wants you to share this beauty with the world. Let's see. On the back of the deck, we have defenselessness, riding past wrongs, uprooting. And it says, I'm sorry. I don't think I've ever gotten this message with this card, but I feel like the advice with this card for me right now is saying to be unapologetic about who you are. Be unapologetic about what you want. Being unapologetic about what you want to do, who you want to be, what you want to become, you know? And if people are jealous of you or become insecure around you, you know, that's them. And I feel like you have this very kind, compassionate heart that you see the beauty in others. And sometimes I feel like this could be sometimes to a fault. You know, you have to really think sometimes. Of course, everybody has this beautiful, amazing side. But sometimes everybody has the choice whether or not they want to live in this energy. So you can recognize this within people, but if they don't recognize it within themselves, there's really nothing that you can do for them. They have to come to the realization on their own. And if you're in a relationship or you're hanging around people who are just throwing projections on you, you know, you don't have to put up with it. You don't have to deal with it. I feel like cleansing your energy frequently would be very healing for you. Because you have this beautiful magnetic energy, I feel like a lot of people are drawn to you. A lot of people are attracted to you. And so I feel like your soul is saying that you have to be the one who discerns who can be in your life and who cannot be. And sometimes you have to be unapologetic about what you desire. We're going to end with some final advice and guidance for you. Spirit guides of love and light, can I please get some advice and guidance from the soul for pile number 2? Advice and guidance from pile number 2, soul. I feel like this card wants to come out. Advice and guidance from pile number 2, soul. Okay. So this card says, when I'm in alignment with the love of the universe, peace cannot be disrupted. So I feel like this card is really advising you to focus on your own state of consciousness. You know, there's certain things in life that you can control and there's certain things that you can't. And when you're in alignment, you realize that anything that you can control, you can change. So if there's certain things in your life that you can't change, whether that's other people or circumstances, you know, let that go. Don't let those people's negative emotions, don't let those people's insecurities or fear or projections affect your peace within. Because the only way that those people's insecurities or fears or projections can affect you is if you give them the power to. And so I feel like the advice really is your soul asking you to change your perspective from being the victim to the victor. You are the one that's in control of your life. You are the one that's in control of your feelings, of your emotions, of your mentalities. You know? I feel like practicing forgiveness would be very healing for you as well. And then look, on the back of the deck it says, attack, pain, fear, judgment, and any form of separation are merely calls for help. Calls for help, you know? And so I feel like recognizing this, especially if it's other people who are sending you this energy or acting in this way, it has nothing to do with you. And it has everything to do with their own insecurities and their own mind goblins and their own mind demons. And the only person who truly can save you is yourself. And this applies to everybody, you know? So I feel like people could maybe look to you as like a savior or somebody who's going to heal them or give them money or bring them abundance, you know? But those people have to do the work and realize it within themselves in order to have the abundance and the beautiful energy that you have. And that's why I'm saying, like, you've done the work. You've recognized this within yourself. You've stepped into your power. You've claimed your power. So don't let these negative energies bring you down. And if it's your own thoughts that are saying this, I'm really feeling called. I feel like your soul really wants you to meditate and just let it go. You know? Focus on your awareness. Focus on the loving awareness behind the thoughts. You are not your thoughts. And as soon as you focus on the awareness, it's almost like these thoughts, these fears, they start to dissipate, you know, because they don't have any hold over you anymore. They don't have any power. You give them the power. And when you take your power back, these thoughts, these feelings dissipate. Because they don't have a hold on you anymore. And if you feel called to talk to somebody, definitely do that. Don't hold your feelings in just because you think, oh, well, I have to focus on this as my own problem. There's people in your life who want to listen to you, who want to get to know you, who want to understand you, who are there for you. But I feel like that's all I have for you. Pile number 2. I'm also with this like star before we go. I feel like stargazing would be very helpful for you, or connecting with the energy of water, of rain, of cleansing. But I feel like that's all I have for you, pile number 2. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this reading, please give me a like. Please comment down below and let me know. If you feel called, please subscribe to my channel. It really does help my channel grow. And we would love to have you be a part of the Sailor family as well. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you later. Bye! Hello! If you chose pile number 3, or the Modern Witch Tarot, this is your reading. We're going to be looking at why your soul chose to come to Earth. So we're going to go ahead and get in. We're going to start with the Oracle cards, and then we're going to get into the Tarot. And also I want to say before I start, I'm going to be saying one of the reasons multiple times throughout this reading, because I believe that our souls come down here for more than one reason, to experience more than one thing. And I believe that all of those things are connected, but I don't think it's just one reason, one purpose, one thing. We're going to go ahead and look at those things today. Let's see, and I've already shuffled. Spirit guides of love and light. Why did pile number 3 choose to come to Earth? Why did pile number 3 choose to come to Earth? So I was getting the image, so the reason I'm doing this reading is because I was inspired by the movie Soul. And I just saw, there's a scene in that movie where the souls, the new souls are like rolling around on the grass, and they're just like so carefree. I feel like you could be a newer soul. Or you just have this very like playful type energy about you. You could have been, I'm just seeing like a kid like rolling down a hill. I feel like that could have been you. We have Aries, which is funny because Aries is like the baby of the zodiac. It's the first sign. It says I am. And Aries has this very like chaotic, playful type energy. You could be an Aries or have Aries in your chart, but I'm just seeing like they're like the child of the zodiac. So I'm just seeing like one of the reasons you came down here was to have fun, was to play, was to roll in the grass, was to just do the most randomest of craziest of things just because. Like there's no reason. It's just because I just want to play, you know? And when you think about when kids play, there is no reason behind what they're doing. They're just playing. They're just having fun. I feel like that's one of the reasons why your soul came to Earth, was to play. Let's see. Please get some more information. Why did pile number 3's soul choose to come to Earth? Why did pile number 3's soul choose to come to Earth? We have communicating. And then on the back of the deck, we have Grand Cross Provoker. I feel like I'm hearing that Beatles song, Revolution. It goes something like, you say you want a revolution, well, you know, we all want to change the world. I feel like you came here to question things. Because you have this like new soul type energy, a lot of times people think like, oh, well, that's the way it is. That's the way it's always been. That's how it's supposed to be. I feel like you're the trailblazer really in this energy of you came down here to blaze a new trail. You came down here to make a new path. To really like, I'm just seeing somebody like a kid like asking a parent like, why? I feel like that's you. I feel like that's one of the reasons you came down here, was to really shift the consciousness, to really shift things and shake things up on Earth. Because really, if you think about it, a lot of the things that we've been doing on Earth for like years haven't been that great. You know, they haven't been that great for Earth. But a lot of people don't question it because that's how it's always been. That's how we've always done things, you know? And so I feel like you could have been maybe like a troublemaker in school, or somebody who really like questioned authority, you know? And honestly, I'm seeing this as a good thing because I feel like your soul came down here to question authority, to question why we're doing things, you know? And that's a big energy because a lot of times it all starts with the question, why? You know, a lot of times people don't even have the awareness to ask the question. They're just kind of in autopilot and thinking like, oh, well, my parents and my grandparents did this, so that's what I'm going to do. And maybe even they're not even happy with that, but that's just the way things are, so that's the way they do it. And I feel like you have this very like trailblazer type energy about you, where you want to start new things, you want to see new things, you want to start new projects, you want to question authority, you want to like, I'm really getting indigo child or crystal child. I feel like one of the reasons you came down here was to create a new paradigm, to build a new reality, to build a different future. I feel like maybe whenever you were in spirit, I mentioned this with another pile as well, but when we're in spirit, there is no such thing as time. So we can see past, present, and future simultaneously all at once. And I'm really getting the energy that you saw a future and you thought, I could go down there and I could shake things up and I could make it for the better. I feel like you have this energy about you. You have this very like, beautiful energy that came here to question things and change things for the better. I feel like you're very smart, and I was getting that energy of maybe you were like the troublemaker in school whenever you were a kid, but I feel like this has nothing to do with your intelligence. And that's the thing, isn't it? Because when you think about school, it's a certain way. you know, and if you have a different learning style, or if you're not interested about the things that they teach, it's almost like you get put on the back burner and you don't really have the capability to shine and show your true talents, you know, because it's all very like structured and ordered and this is the way it is. But I feel like you have this very inventive mind. I feel like you're very smart, you're very brilliant, very creative. I'm getting like Albert Einstein energy that's coming through as well. You could have Aquarius in your chart. We also have Libra and Gemini here as well. But yeah, I feel like one of the reasons you came down here was to really shake things up and really show people that things can be different and still be good. That's very powerful. We're going to look at these oracle cards now. I'm hearing that song, New Soul. I don't remember who sings it, but it's something like, I'm a new soul, I came to this strange world, hoping I could learn a bit about how to give and take. Something like that. I don't even really know that song. That's strange that that's coming through. Maybe you listen to that song. If you know the name of that song, please leave it in the comments below, because I want to listen to it now, but I can't remember the name. Let's see. Spirit guides of love and light. Why did pile number 3 choose to come to Earth? I feel like you have a very like witty, almost like sarcastic sense of humor. I feel like you're very funny. I'm just getting this like energy of somebody who calls people out on their BS as well. You could be the person, like when you see people acting silly, or like, not even silly, but just like you could be the silly person that like calls people out in a funny way. You know, when people are being pessimistic or negative or just acting rude for no reason, you could be the person that's just like, I'm in a silly, goofy mood and I'm gonna call you out on your BS because there's no point to act like that. And it almost like lightens this, it's almost like you bring this like light energy to it. And people are like, oh wow, yeah, you're right, honestly, why am I taking things so seriously? It's that energy of like, you don't really take things seriously. You do, you take things seriously, but you bring this like light-hearted, fun energy to it. Let's see. Why did pile number 3 choose to come to Earth? Oh. So you guys got 3 animal cards. We will take them all. Let's see. So you have the tiger, fire, more fire energy here. We have the fish, and we have the owl. So we have fire, water, and air. More air energy. Oh, I want to put these. Let's scoot this down a little bit. I actually feel like switching these. So we have 2 cards here that talk about intuition. I'm getting the message on a soul level. Your soul came here to bring a higher level of consciousness, to bring a more in touch with your intuition, and to show people how to remain in touch with their inner child is what's coming through. I feel like your soul chose to come to Earth to bring this almost like pure awareness through. And I feel like on a personal level, on a mind level, you may not even realize the impact that you have on other people. I feel like you really help people shift their perspective, especially if there's people who carry this more negative or more dense energy. I feel like subconsciously, unconsciously, by calling them out in a playful type manner, you help them shift their perspective. You're very in touch with your intuition. You could be very in touch with the phases of the moon as well. And with the fish here, this is all about going with the flow. So I feel like one of the reasons your soul chose to come to Earth was to experience the flow of life. And to experience going with the flow. To experience life, really. I'm seeing... Did I mention the movie Soul in this pile? I don't think I mentioned it in the other piles. So I feel like there could be messages in that movie for you, but I feel like you could be very connected to the Soul 22 that's in that movie. She wants to come to Earth. She chose to come to Earth, to experience life, you know? And I feel like that's the energy, that's why you came to Earth as well. Not for one particular reason, not because you're supposed to be doing these certain things. I feel like intuitively you are a master builder. You are meant to tear down old paradigms, but you bring such this light and playful type energy, and I feel like that's one of the reasons your soul really did come down here. Was to experience life and to experience the playfulness and the lightheartedness. I feel like you could also really help people connect to their inner child because you are connected to your inner child. I feel like you could also have a lot of hidden talents, a lot of hidden gifts that your soul really wants you to express in this life. You could be the type of person who starts a lot of projects but never finishes them. That's the energy that's coming through as well. This beautiful overall energy, very fierce, very powerful on a soul level, but you just have such this like lighthearted and playful energy about you. Very fun to be around. I feel like you're the friend that people want to invite out because they know they'll have fun when you're there. You have a very powerful impact on people as well. We're going to go ahead and look at your tarot. Actually going to move this up just like that so we can put your tarot cards down. So 9 plus 3 is 12. 4 plus 7 is 11. So we have 13, 12, 11. 13, 12, 11. I feel like your spirit guides are very protective over you. Very protective over you. It's because you have this like lighthearted, carefree energy. And I feel like your spirit guides want you to know that they are with you. And that they watch over you and they make sure that you're safe. You're on the right path, is what your spirit guides are saying as well. Everything is happening exactly as it should be. Just keep doing you. Just keep taking care of yourself. Keep the energy light. We're gonna go ahead and get in. Spirit guides of love and light. Why did pile number 3 soul choose to come to Earth? Why did pile number 3 soul choose to come to Earth? So we have the 6 of Wands that flipped over. So this is Leo energy. And then we have Pisces energy, so you could be Pisces as well. We have the fish and the hanged one, which is like the hanged man. I feel like I'm getting the message that you came here to shift your perspective. And I really am connecting with the energy of 22 from Soul. Because in that movie, she thinks Earth is dumb. She thinks it's stupid. She thinks it's pointless. But whenever she comes down here, she just has so much fun. And so I feel like you could be constantly changing your perspective about things. And maybe that's why it helps other people change their perspectives about things. And I feel like this energy that was coming through with you constantly questioning other people, I feel like you may do that to yourself as well. And this is what allows you to change your perspective. I just see someone asking, why? I feel like you came down here to learn a lot about Earth, about the people of Earth. You could be very connected to spirit as well. And see, like in this card, it's almost like she's smiling. I feel like you have just this very like lighthearted, playful energy about you. One of the messages I'm getting is one of the reasons you came to Earth, you chose to come to Earth, was to experience this energy of being victorious, of being like, I did that. I changed those people's minds. I brought that lighthearted energy. I brought the fun. And it's almost like people naturally want to praise you for this. Like, wow, pile number 3, they're so amazing. They're so funny. They're so creative. They're visionaries. Let's see. Why did pile number 3, Soul, choose to come to Earth? So we have the King of Wands, more fire energy. And we have the Ten of Swords. I feel like one of the reasons you came down here was to change your beliefs, to change your viewpoint about certain things, to change not only your mentality, but others' mentality. I feel like you could tend to be very optimistic, and I feel like this is beautiful. I feel like you help people see when they're being really pessimistic, and you almost like put an end to it. I feel like you came here to kind of be that energy, that very like powerful energy. We have the King of Wands again. This is like Emperor energy, to have this like autonomy over yourself, and you show people how to do this as well, just by you doing it, just by you having control over your own energy, of you knowing your power, of you knowing your worth. It allows other people to see, oh wow, pile number 3's in their power, I can do that too. And this is kind of why people honestly want to praise you, is because they're like, pile number 3 helped me change my mind. Pile number 3 helped me see the good things about life. Pile number 3 helped me laugh, and I haven't laughed in forever. I feel like people love you, honestly. You have this just like child at heart energy. People love being around you. People love your energy, whether you realize it or not. I feel like you could tend to, I was getting this in the beginning, like not take things so seriously. I feel like that's one of the reasons you came down here, was to be in this lighthearted, playful energy and just letting it go and letting it flow. I'm hearing let it go. I think they sing it in Frozen. Just this very like free-spirited child at heart energy. We're going to get some advice and guidance for you as well. Spirit guides of love and light, please connect me to the soul of pile number 3. I'm getting the message. I feel like you could have had a past life in the future, if that makes sense. Like I was saying, how time doesn't exist. A lot of times, some people can have past lives in the future and reincarnate in the past to change things up because they've seen the future. They've seen what it's like. You could astral travel as well in your sleep. I'm getting that message. I see 222 on the clock timer as well. 2222, so you could be seeing that number. Let's get advice and guidance from the soul of pile number 3. And we'll take the back of the deck card. Very powerful group. So we have the first advice card that came in says, jump in, Andromedan energy, adventure, say yes to change. I feel like this is your energy already, but if there's something that you've been thinking about doing, if there's a new goal or something you've been thinking about pursuing, your soul is really encouraging you to say yes, to take the adventure, to take the leap of faith. And then we have Star Keeper. Cosmic ancestors, seed the light by staying grounded. So as this advice coming through, I feel like you could be somebody who plants seeds in other people, seeds of love, seeds of light, seeds of playfulness. And in order for you to do this effectively, the message that's coming through is you have to stay grounded, especially if you have a lot of fire in your chart or air. It can be easy to kind of be swept away in your passions, be swept away by your mind. And so your soul is really encouraging you to remember to stay grounded. And things you can do to stay grounded would be exercise, yoga, putting your feet on the ground, listening to music, just really getting in your body, dancing, any kind of physical activity. I feel like your soul is encouraging you to be in your body. And we're going to get one last piece of advice and guidance from your soul. Spirit guides of love and light, please connect me to the soul of pile number 3. I just keep hearing I'm in a silly, goofy mood. So I feel like that could be maybe your main way of functioning, just in this like silly, goofy mood. But that's kind of what your soul keeps saying. I'm in a silly, goofy mood. Let's see. Advice from the soul of pile number 3. Guidance from the soul. Advice and guidance from the soul. So, we have, I create mindful moments throughout the day, reminding myself that I am love and miracles are natural. Okay. And then on the back of the deck, wow, we have the energy of the owl again. Very wise, very wise. Even if you are a new soul, you're very connected to your intuition, very connected to your inner awareness. It says, I do whatever it takes to get closer to consciousness. And with this mindful moments, I feel like mindfulness could be very grounding for you, could be very healing for you. Just getting out of your head and focusing on your awareness, your awareness. What is viewing your thoughts? What is viewing your reality? It's that loving awareness that's behind all things. It's always present in your life. It's always there. It's that present moment awareness. It's not in the future. It's not in the past. It's the present moment. How you can access it. I feel like looking into mindfulness would be very helpful for you as well. And just focusing with this like natural energy here, I feel like your soul is really encouraging you to focus on nature. Focus on the naturalness of nature. Focus on the naturalness of your awareness. You know, you don't have to think too much about it. You don't actually have to think at all in order to access your awareness. It's through the present moment. But I feel like connecting with this mindfulness will be very healing for you. But I feel like that's all I have for you. Pile number 3, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this reading, please give me a like. Please comment down below and let me know. If you feel called, please subscribe to my channel. It really does help my channel grow. And we would love to have you be a part of the Sailor family as well. And thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here. And I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. I will see you later. Bye. Hello, if you chose group number 4 with the Linestrider tarot deck, this is going to be your reading. We're looking at why did your soul choose to come to Earth? So I want to say before we get into it, I believe that there's more than one reason why your soul chose to come to Earth. I believe all of it's connected, but I don't think there's just one particular thing that your soul wanted to experience. There's multiple things and they're all connected. So throughout this reading, I will say one of the reasons because I believe that there's more than one. We're gonna go ahead and get in. Super excited. I'm actually coming back to film your video. I filmed all 3 of them a little bit ago and then my battery was about to die. So I'm coming back. Already I'm getting this very open energy from you. I feel like you could be very kind, caring, open-minded, very understanding. This very like non-judgmental energy is coming through right off the bat. We're gonna go ahead and get in. Spirit guides of love and light. Why did pile number 4 soul choose to come to Earth? Why did pile number 4 soul, choose to come to Earth? Feeling there was one more in there. Oh, I'll set this over here. So I think you guys got the most cards. So we have second house owning. And then we have Saturn, truth. So this is Taurus, Capricorn, and Libra, I balance. Sorry about that. And then we have 10th house world. I'm going to put that with this card because they're both Capricorn energy. And then we have air, communicating. Communicating. So I'm already getting quite a bit of messages coming through. So with this Saturn card and truth, I feel one of the reasons your soul chose to come to Earth was to experience time. So in spirit, there's no such thing as time, past, present, and future. It all happens at the same moment. But here on Earth, we experience linear time. So I feel like that's one of the reasons your soul chose to come down to Earth was to experience time. And we also have a lot of Earth energy here as well. So I feel like your soul chose to come to Earth to experience what it was like to be in a human body. And particularly with this Libra card here, I feel like your soul wanted to experience connections. Whether that's friendship, family, or love relationship. I feel like your soul wanted to experience connections and what it feels like to be connected to another human being. From this place of separation is the message that I'm getting. So in spirit, or when you're in the spirit realm, I feel like it's almost kind of like a known thing that everything is connected and everything is a part of each other. But when you come down into the 3D, there's a lot of separation identity, there's a lot of projection, there's a lot of me, mine, yours, theirs. And so I feel like your soul wanted to come to Earth to experience this firsthand, because I'm getting the feeling, I feel like you're a very evolved soul. I feel like you're very smart. I feel like you're very intelligent. I'm getting like master teacher. So I feel like maybe in a past life you were a teacher or some kind of master, very evolved type energy. I feel like the reason you chose to come to Earth was to experience connecting to other people while still being in your own body. It's an interesting message that's coming through. I'm also getting the message, this was similar to another pile as well, but especially with the message of time coming in, I feel like your soul wanted to experience almost like the slowness of Earth. You know, when you think about fruit, how delicious, how amazing fruit is, it takes time for fruit to grow. You have to plant the seed, you have to water the seed every day, you have to make sure the seed's getting light, you know, and a certain amount of time has to pass before you get the fruit from those trees. And so I feel like your soul wanted to experience this growth firsthand. I'm also getting the message of journaling. I feel like journaling could be very helpful or healing for you, especially if you enjoy journaling or you find it almost kind of like relaxing. Looking back on the past things that you've journaled about and realizing how much you've grown, how much you've evolved, how far you've come, I feel like could be very healing for you. I feel like your soul wanted to experience this growth almost from like a small perspective, because when we think about like spirit, the universe, source has this very expansive perspective on things, and then when we come down into our physical bodies, we have this very limited perspective, you know, and a lot of times we don't even realize how much growth we've gone through until we look back and think, you know, like for example, we don't realize that, like, for example, when we're a senior in high school and we've been going through the motions, we've been going year by year, and we finally got to the point of being a senior. It's not like we woke up one day, like literally the next day we were in kindergarten and the next day we were a senior. We had to go through the steps. We had to grow. We had to go through those processes. And a lot of times we don't realize how much time has passed until we're looking back. I also feel with this World card here and the message of growth coming through, I feel like your soul chose to come to Earth to almost, I feel like you could have a higher purpose or a higher mission or something that you want to share with the world. Getting this kind of like philanthropic type energy coming through. I feel like your soul wanted to experience, I'm just seeing like somebody climbing to the top of a mountain and then reaching the top. I feel like your soul chose to come to Earth to go on this journey, the journey of life. Very powerful group. I feel like your soul honestly just wanted to come to Earth to feel connection to other people inside a body. To gain a different perspective is also what's coming through. I feel like you're very evolved already, but I feel like when you were in spirit, you may have come to the realization that you could evolve more or that you could grow more. And the way to do that would be to come back down to earth. I feel like you've had a lot of reincarnations. Old soul energy is coming through. I feel like these cards are connected. I feel like your mission or your purpose or something has to do with the connections that you build and the relationships that you build with people. Very powerful energy already coming through. I feel like you could have been drawn to another group as well. We have Taurus here. We have Taurus and Libra, so this is Venus energy, very Venusian energy. I feel like your soul wanted to come to Earth to experience the beauty in life, whether that be through good food, nice smells, comfortable clothes, just like this like comfortable, beautiful, receptive energy. Let's see. Let's get more clarity. Spirit guides of love and light. Why did pile number 4 soul choose to come to Earth? Okay. So, as I was saying, how maybe when you were in spirit, you realized that there was more learning, more things you could do to grow. With this bear card, the bear is about spiritual awakening. So I feel like one of your purposes, one of your missions, one of the reasons why you chose to come down here was to awaken yourself spiritually and begin to awaken the collective spiritually. I feel like you could be a healer. We also have the Swan card that's coming through. The Swan is all about creativity. You could be a writer as well. I was mentioning journaling earlier. I feel like maybe you have poems or things you've written that could be published or that people would be very interested to read about. I feel like you have this very elegant way of communicating. And I feel like one of the reasons why you chose to come down here was so that you could communicate with the collective. You know, and I'm also getting the message. We think about, I feel like you could be a starseed, or you have this very like evolved energy. And we think about, like, for example, channelers or tarot readers, or people who communicate with star seeds or star beings. It's not as, like, those people, the star beings, the light beings, messages come through people, but it's not as powerful as if those star beings were to incarnate here in the physical world themselves. I feel like you could really resonate with being a starseed, but I feel like when you were in spirit, I feel like you had a lot of things you wanted to say to the collective. And maybe you did say them through channelers or through tarot readers or through mediums, but I feel like you realized that it wasn't as powerful as if you were to come down here and say them yourself. Very powerful energy that's coming through. I feel like you're very evolved. You just have this very elegant, beautiful energy. I'm also getting like royalty. I feel like you could have maybe been royalty in a past life. The imagery of Starseed just keeps coming through. So I feel like maybe your star family is very elegant or very high up there in their world, and you carried that energy with you into this life. Very, very powerful energy. I feel like you're a very powerful manifester as well. I feel like that could be one of the reasons why you decided to come down here again. And I keep saying again, I feel like your past life, I feel like you weren't in spirit very long before you decided to come back again. The message, I can't remember which group it was that had the message. They had a message where they were in spirit for a while before they decided to come back. But with you, I'm almost getting the imagery of somebody who passed on. And then as soon as they passed on, they were like, can I go back? Can I go back? When can I go back? I want to go back now. And so I feel like you have this very like teacher energy about you. You're very passionate about helping the collective. Your soul is very passionate about helping the collective awaken, is the message that's coming through. I feel like you have a very creative outlook, creative thoughts is what I'm hearing. Definitely the energy of like a genius is coming through. I feel like one of the reasons why you wanted to why your soul chose to come to Earth was to express these ideas, express these creativities. I feel like you really have a spark for expressing yourself at a soul level. Really beautiful. I just keep being drawn to this swan card, and I'm getting the message of like the swan princess. Very like elegant type energy that's coming through. I feel like you're very powerful and you know you're powerful. You could go through a lot of spiritual awakenings in life. I feel like it just allows you to, I feel like that's one of the things maybe you chose to come down here to experience was spiritual awakening. What does it feel like to awaken spiritually in a human form? And how can I help others who are going through this? And that's kind of like, I feel like you are very connected to spirit. I feel like when you were in spirit, I feel like you still communicated with humans. I feel like you still had a heart for the earth, and you still wanted to know what was going on down here, even when you weren't down here. I feel like you have a very big heart for humanity. We're going to get some more information. Spirit guides of love and light. Why did pile 4 choose to come down to Earth? Why did pile 4? You guys' cards are really popping out. I feel like you could be a channeler, you could be a medium, you could be a psychic, a tarot reader. So we have the 8 of Wands. I feel like you chose to come to Earth to heal the planet, almost in a way. I feel like maybe when you were in spirit, you recognized that there's a lot of unconsciousness on the planet right now, and a lot of unnecessary hate or harm towards the planet, toward Mother Gaia. I feel like you're very connected to the Earth. We have Capricorn and Taurus here. I feel like you could be like an environmentalist, or maybe that's one of the reasons why you chose to come to the Earth as well. We have the 7 of Wands, the Emperor, and the 9 of Cups. A lot of blue energy. I feel like you have a very powerful voice. I feel like that's one of the reasons why you came down here, was to express your voice, for your voice to be heard, and to really be in your power as well. I'll move these cards over a little bit. I feel like you're very powerful. I'm almost getting the energy of like somebody who is saying like, well, like, I feel like you could be very particular. You want things done a certain way. And I feel like you were just like, okay, I'll do it myself. Is almost the energy that's coming through. Like, I want these things to be done a certain way. I'll do it myself. Very boss energy. I feel like you're very protective of the underdog is the message that's coming through. I feel like one of the reasons you chose to come down here as well is to be a voice for the voiceless, is what I just heard. To be a voice for the voiceless, for people who have had their voice taken away. Very caring, very compassionate. I feel like you could be a social worker or an environmentalist. Somebody, I feel like you really care about animals, about nature. And I feel like you want to see the earth at its best. And so I feel like you really came down here to do the groundwork. I'm getting the imagery of like a farmer, day in and day out, plowing the land, preparing the land. I feel like you could be an indigo child or a crystal child as well. And I feel like one of the reasons you came down here was to really do the groundwork for new souls that will be coming in. Very spiritually connected. But also just to express your creativity. Wow. Very, very powerful pile. Like I was saying, I would not be surprised if you were a master teacher in a past life, or almost like I'm getting this like ascended master type energy that's coming through. Very powerful pile. We're going to get some advice and guidance for you as well. Spirit guides of love and light, please connect me to the soul of pile number 4. Can we please get some advice and guidance for pile number 4, please? Advice and guidance for pile number 4, please. From pile number 4, soul. So we had 2 cards come out. The first card, all paths lead home, inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. With this card coming out, I'm getting the message your soul is saying, you already have all the answers. You already have all the answers. You just need to look within. I feel like like I was saying, I feel like you've had a lot of past lives. I feel like your soul is really encouraging you to tap into your Akashic records. You can do Akashic record meditations on YouTube as well, or just in meditation, really tapping into your past life. I feel like is what your soul is really saying. All paths lead home. And I'm getting this like imagery of like a circle. And I'm hearing we are all connected to each other in a circle, in a hoop that never ends. Very powerful energy. There could be messages in the movie Pocahontas for you. And then we have the courageous peony. Multifaceted, unique nature, let yourself be seen. I feel like you are meant to share your lessons. I feel like you're meant to share the things that you've learned, whether in this life, while you were in spirit, or in your past life. And this could be through writing a book, whether that's a poetry book, or a creative style book, or maybe just like posting on social media. It says, let yourself be seen. I feel like your soul is really encouraging you to let your light shine. You're a very unique person. You have a very unique perspective on things. A very unique outlook. And that's why your soul is saying you have all the answers. It's very interesting. Very powerful. We're going to go ahead and get one last piece of advice and guidance for you from your soul. Spirit guides of love and light, please connect me to the soul of pile number 4. Anytime I connect to the energy of your soul, I'm getting this imagery of a person. They feel very large. They feel larger than life. And they have almost these like robes, like these golden robes. This like very, I'm just seeing like these geometric, sacred geometry patterns around them. I feel like connecting with sacred geometry is something that your soul is encouraging you to. I'm also hearing light language and light activation codes. This is a very, very powerful group. I'm not surprised that we have the spiritual awakening as one of the reasons why your soul came down here. Very powerful. But your soul is like an ascended master. It feels like an ascended master to me. Let's see. Messages from the soul. Pile number 4, please. And I'm hearing divine timing. I feel like your soul really is encouraging you to practice patience. Everything is happening exactly as it should. Everything is happening at the right place, at the right time. Your soul really wants you to believe this. Advice and guidance from the soul. Oh. So we had 2 cards come out. We have this first card for you. Another card actually got this card another pile got this card as well. Attack, pain, fear, judgment, and any form of separation are merely calls for help. And it's interesting that I was mentioning that song from Pocahontas, how everything is connected in a circle and a hoop that never ends. When you think about life like that, there is no such thing as separation. Even like just me moving my hand through the air, my hand is a part of the air and the air is a part of my hand. It's all connected. Everything is connected. And so anytime we feel these feelings, what is this message coming through? I feel like your soul really wants you to practice forgiveness and letting go of anybody who's hurt you in the past, because I'm hearing hurt people is the message coming through. 2 wrongs do not make a right. And so I feel like because you have such this unique nature, because you have such this bright light, because you have this master teacher energy within you, there will be people in life who are intimidated by this and who project fear, hate, pain onto you. But this has nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. Hurt people is what your soul is saying. And then we have, the more energy and intention I bring to my faith, the more fearless and free I am. And with this like freedom, I'm really getting the message. Your soul is saying, you choose if you are free. You choose if you are bound by chains. And so for me, especially with the hummingbird coming, the hummingbird coming through, this is a message of present moment awareness. This is a message of realizing that you are not your thoughts. There is no such thing as the past and the future. The only thing that exists is the present moment. Your present moment awareness that is always with you and is going from one moment to the next moment. I feel like your soul really wants you to get in touch with this mindfulness, this loving awareness behind all of your thoughts, behind all of your emotions. Connecting with the body, I feel like would be very helpful for you as well. And I feel like once you get in touch with this present moment, this peaceful awareness, that this all-pervading awareness that is behind everything, it's almost like you can let this fear go, and it's almost like you're just shedding and stepping into the light and being more joyful, becoming more joyful as well. But I feel like that's all I have for you, pile number 4. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this reading, please give me a like. Please comment down below and let me know. If you feel called, please subscribe to my channel. It really does help my channel grow. I will see you later.